into the pilot episode of Uncovered. It's not the first official one, but I realized some of y'all might not know me from a can of paint. Y'all don't know who I am, why I'm doing this, why I am credible at all. So I thought I should give y'all a little background story on me, hear a little bit about my story, who I am, and then that way y'all will be more connected to me as y'all are learning the stories of the people that I will be interviewing. So, hi. My name is Jalyn Johnson. I'm 28 years old in a few days. July 2nd is my birthday, so by the time this comes out, it'll just be a few days left. I am the youngest of 6, and I grew up in the greatest city on the planet. You guessed it, St. Louis, Missouri, okay? I have so much pride about being from St. Louis. So anybody that you know from St. Louis, there is just this oozing of pride that comes out of them. I know everybody says that about their city, but like, there's something about being from St. Louis that just, I don't know, it just makes you feel a certain way, and it just makes you walk a little bit taller, and with a little bit more swag. So I did my undergrad at the University of Missouri. If y'all could not tell, the pillow, if y'all are watching, obviously the pillow, I have on a Mizzou shirt. In my first video that I ever released for Uncovered, I had on a Mizzou, like a Mizzou hoodie. I bleed black and gold. Truly, if y'all cut me open, I think black and gold would come out. I am obsessed with Mizzou. I love it so much. Anything that has anything to do with anything with Mizzou, I'm about it. I studied broadcast journalism while I was there, sports broadcast to be specific, and was there for 4.5 years. I took that little extra lap, and that is okay. Don't let anybody tell you not to take that extra lap, because if you need it, you need it. And I needed it, and it was great. Once I graduated from Mizzou, I was without a job for 7 months. And that was really, really hard for me because, Mizzou is the best journalism school in the nation. And I felt like if I wasn't coming out with a job, then that must be something on me. Like, I shouldn't be doing this, or I don't have the talent to do this. So it was really hard, because for that 7 months, I moved back to St. Louis. I was living with my parents still, and I was working at my old job that I was working at in high school, and I just felt so defeated. And I was applying for jobs, but none of them felt like the ones that I should be taking. But then I ended up signing a contract with Mississippi State University to be their digital reporter and storyteller as a grad assistant. And this is a position that they never had before. So they created this position for me, paid for my schooling to come in and kind of be the face of the department. We had a show called A Walk with the Dogs. That was kind of like a 94 Feet with Jay Billis, and did that for all of our sports. And then I had something called A Family Sit Down, which was more of our like long form storytelling interview series that I really enjoyed. I used those 2 years to build up my reel, and just, I've always wanted to be a sideline reporter. ESPN ended up calling me. This had to have been like maybe a month before graduation. I was getting to the point where I was so nervous, because I'm like, Jesus, like, I don't want to go through this again where I don't have a job and I don't have, anywhere to go. And through connections that I made with, shout out to one of my mentors, and Maria Taylor, she had a hand in getting me that position, as far as like telling me the people that I needed to contact and be in touch with. And, she was like, you need to put together the best reel that you've ever put together in your life. And I did. I was really happy with it. And people really liked it. So I crossed the stage for Mississippi State April 30th of 2021. My first day on camera with ESPN was May 11th, 2 weeks later. And I was the sideline reporter for the SEC softball tournament in Tuscaloosa. Laura Rutledge was the last person to do sideline for the SEC softball tournament. So not only did I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm stepping into this new, realm and world, I was having follow-up Laura Rutledge, baby, sick, nervous, scared. I remember the first day on camera, I wore some blue jeans, my rain boots because it was raining, and a white long sleeve t-shirt. And I remember after the first day, like during that day, I was shaking. You can see me on my first hit ever my notebook in my hand, the mic in the other, and I am like visibly shaking. And I had to do a back and forth with Alyssa Lang for SEC Network about, just like, big storylines for the tournament and all this kind of stuff. And I was inconsolable afterwards because I just was so nervous. I felt like, oh my God, the moment's gonna be too big for me. But I ended up getting through it. I had to sink or swim. And I think I waited. I think there were some moments that I was like, oh my goodness, this is just awful. And there were some moments that I was like, I can do this. So I get home, Maria called me and she's like, how do you think you did? And all these things. And then she says, I never want to see you in jeans again. And I think I kind of laughed a little bit and I was like, oh, and she was like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, oh, you're absolutely right. And she told me, you have to be on every single time that you are on camera. Your hair, your outfit, your makeup, the way that you speak, the way that you're carrying yourself. Every single time, you never know what big exec from ESPN or a big exec for another company just happens to be turning on your game. And if your hit is off, that's their impression that they have of you. And you never want it to be the first impression that they have of you. And those words stuck with me, and I cannot thank Maria enough. Maria, thank you so many times over. I don't ever think I'll be able to say thank you enough for the mentor that she was and continues to be for me, and the support system that she has been for me. I'm just so grateful to her and all of her words of wisdom, and to all the women that I worked with and that became friends for me at ESPN, Alyssa Lang and Laura Rutledge and Andrea Carter, these women who, Madison Shipman and Amanda Scarborough. If I start saying names, I'm going to forget people, but just these ladies who saw this really young girl. I was 25 when I got hired by ESPN, 24. I was one of the youngest on-air talents they had ever hired. And there is no boot camp for it, right? You don't come in and they say, this is how you be a sideline reporter. You just go. So there were some missteps and there were things that I had to, be quick on the curve to learn. And it was a tough transition for me because I had never done sideline reporting before. When you're sitting at home watching a game, it's very easy to be like, oh, I could do that. But when you have, a producer in your ear and you have a game happening behind you and you have people walking by you and have people in the stands and just trying to remember all these things, all these moving parts, it is much more daunting than you could ever imagine. So I went through so many amazing experiences with ESPN. I got to cover the first Women's College World Series post-COVID, which was huge because there were so many storylines that came out of that. Probably the biggest was Odyssey Alexander, who is now pitching for Athletes Unlimited. She's professionally playing softball. She's a gem and amazing. I got to be on the sideline in Hard Rock in Miami. The list goes on and on for things that I really enjoyed about my time there. Last year in August, after 2.5 years with them, I was informed that my contract wasn't getting renewed. That was just the toughest pill to swallow, right? Because ESPN was my dream job. Sideline reporting was my dream job and is still my dream job. And to get it so early on in my career, my first not even full-time job, my first job out of school, and then have it taken away it was really tough. And then I started doing the thing that you can never do, combing through every conversation that I had, what I wore, how I wore my hair, what I said, every story I ever did, and trying to figure out, what happened. And then I just think it came down to, I just need a little bit more time. You get into that world and there is no blueprint for it. There is no, checklist, do this, do that. And you're taking, little pieces of advice from, people that were just gracious to help me. And I'm gonna get back, okay? Now we are getting back to network, baby. But for right now, I just think the Lord was saying, I'm giving you a taste of what it is that you want. And I'm going to give you all the things that you need to the next time that you get this opportunity, you'll be better. So in this past year, when I was thinking about, what can I be doing to keep honing my craft, for one, but also what can I be doing that's going to bring me joy? This past year has been full of a lot of different things, personally and professionally. And I just felt like I needed something that was mine and something that, that I could pour into and I know would give me the amount of joy, the same amount of joy as much energy that I was giving to it. So I decided to just go ahead and start doing it. I went out and I bought a camera and started making a list and consulting with some of my friends about like the best way to go about launching this and all these things. And then Uncovered was born in the past few months is what I've been working on, but I kind of kept it under wraps because I wanted it to be mine and I didn't want too many pieces of input on it too early, and it was a place where I could go and just felt like my little safe haven to like be creative and do things. So I was moving and grooving kind of under the radar, and so I think that's another reason why I'm a little bit nervous about everything is because this is going to be brand new to everyone. Not a lot of people knew that it was happening. I did not have like a huge team of collaborators, but what I do have to do is a shout out to the women who helped me with my logos, and also my motion graphics and my intros and all these things. Danny Malikoff did all of my motion graphics and put together and animated all my animations for me. And one of my best friends in the whole entire world, Che Turner, she did my logo for me. And so they collaborated with me and collaborated with each other to give the look of Uncovered what it is. So I have to give a huge shout out to them for their work, and just a huge shout out to everybody that's in this first season. Everybody that's in this first season, I have some sort of connection to. So I had to start off with people that were at least in my circle that I could like get to easily, or that I could, be responsive to me. So shout out to these 4 very special people. I'm not gonna reveal them yet because they'll come in due time. But I can promise you, you will be familiar with some and unfamiliar with others. So that's the only hint that I'm giving y'all, okay? So there's me. I know I just kind of went through my life story. I'm ecstatic, y'all. I don't have any more words to express my gratitude and my excitement about what this is hopefully going to turn into. And I'm really excited about just all the positive feedback that y'all have given so far. Share this with everybody. Share it with everybody. Tell them where to find it. You can find the show on my YouTube page when it comes out. It'll be on my YouTube page under the Uncovered playlist. So that's where you can come and watch, which is where you're obviously watching right now. If you're listening on Spotify, which thank you. I'm probably gonna try to figure out a way for Apple Music, but I just don't. Here's my thing about Apple Music, and then I'm gonna go. It's the principle of the thing. If I have an iPhone, why do I have to pay for Apple Music? It's just the principle. So I go with Spotify, but we're gonna try to get on Apple Music as well. You can follow us on Uncovered Pod _ on Twitter, and then Uncovered Show on Instagram. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm more connected to y'all now already. So hopefully y'all know about me. If y'all wanna know anything else, just like hit me up. I might do a little question and answer segment, every week or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. But thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoy the first episode when it comes out on Tuesday. And I will see y'all then. Bye.